Everyone, finish watching the next episode of Masked Rider, Back to Nature. Molly is frustrated with everyone just hanging around inside, so she shuts off the power and suggests they go camping. The family thinks that's a great idea. Dex questions what camping is, and I'm starting to think Dex might be kind of stupid because Count Dragon knows exactly what camping is. Also, he happens to be spying on them because... Nefaria has a new monster ready to send down. For some reason, Dragon asks Cyclopter what he thinks of the plan. If an episode is running short, do they, just scour through the Kamen Rider Black RX footage to try and find little snippets of things to shove in? Because that's really what this feels like. The Stewart family arrives in the forest and starts setting up a campsite. There's some hijinks with Dex's powers. He picks up a gigantic log with super strength that he apparently has, and helps Hale start a campfire with his head crystal thing. I should really start keeping a list of Dex's abilities. A man approaches the family. He says he's a scientist researching Sasquatches. I'm not sure how valid this guy is, as he describes Sasquatches as having big eyes and floppy ears. That's definitely a unique description of a Sasquatch. Hal is skeptical. Bigfoot is just a myth, he thinks. Alright. The scientist spots Furbus and mistakes him for a baby Sasquatch. Some maggots spy on the Stewarts. Barbara accidentally catches one with a fishing pole. They break the line and run away. The scientist is out setting a Sasquatch trap for Furbus. Dragon and his minions leave their spaceship and go down to Earth for some reason. It's cool to see them in a different setting, but why are they here? Furbus, meanwhile, takes the scientist's bait, but walks right out of the trap. The scientist ends up getting caught in it himself. Furbus hears him yell for help, and he goes to see what's going on. The scientist grabs Furbus, and then somehow gets loose from the trap and puts Furbus in a cage. Yeah, there's a commercial break after the scientist guy is hanging from the tree, and he grabs Furbus. Then after the commercial break, Furbus is in a cage, and the guy is totally fine, and I don't know what just happened. Dex is out looking for Furbus. He bumps into Nefaria. She gives him a message. It's directions to a boat. She threatens to blow up a bridge if he doesn't go. I don't really know why she bothered to, give him... she takes that little feather thing off her helmet, throws it at a tree, he takes it, it unravels into, a little message with a hologram of Nefaria that tells him what's going on. But she was there in person, why didn't she just relay this to him herself? Was she afraid she was going to forget some of it, so she wrote it down? So she wouldn't have to, tell him off the top of her head? Or memorize it? Is she really stupid or something? That's a dumb question. The family assures Dex they'll find Furbus. Dex confronts the new monster on the boat, and inside his body is a bomb. Dex removes the bomb and blows it up from a safe distance. Dex defeats the monster, and then Dragon grumbles at Nefaria, and I guess his plan didn't really go anywhere. Why put the bomb in the monster? Why not put the bomb under the bridge? That was his thing, right? If Dex doesn't defeat the monster in time, the bridge will blow up. Okay, so why not take, the bomb and just put it under the bridge? Distract Dex with the monster and... whatever. Meanwhile, in the woods, Molly finds the scientist's notebook and sees a sketch of a Sasquatch. It looks pretty familiar. The scientist has called a bunch of press together who are just all immediately there. Molly leads Dex to where Furbus is caged, which she just knows for some reason. They sneak up behind it and free Furbus and also replace him with a skunk because... it doesn't spray the scientist or anything, so they just did this for whatever. Hal steps into another one of the scientist's traps, everybody laughs, the end. This episode's another pretty meh one. Dragon's monster takes forever to show up, and it doesn't even really do anything. The camping stuff is fine, but unremarkable. The scientist guy, I think, should have gotten a bigger focus. There was so much more they could have done with him. Maybe he could have seen Dex transform, and then his focus switches from Sasquatch to aliens. Or, maybe when he finds Furbus, he doesn't mistake him for a Sasquatch, but he thinks Furbus is, a completely new, undiscovered creature, and so he's chasing the Stewarts around, trying to figure out what Furbus is. His payoff is pretty weak, too. I think he should have found an actual Sasquatch at the end, and then either ignored it or mistook it for something else. I think that would have been a pretty funny ending, that after Ferbus is freed, he's like, maybe I just imagined the whole thing. Maybe I'm getting too deep into all this. And he, like, looks over, and there's, like, totally a legit Sasquatch walking by, and he's like, yeah, not real. Another skunk, badger or something. Something like that. Like, it'd be stupid, sure, but, like, this is the common recurring thing with Masked Rider, is it seems to be built up and written like a typical sitcom, but then the payoff is nothing like a normal sitcom. It just ends. The whole plot just kind of drops off. So, not a particularly good episode, but far from the worst so far. It's another TV junk food episode. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Isn't Sasquatch a myth?